Hello guys, good morning again. Now we're going to review indirect questions. Okay? What is an indirect question? An indirect question is an embedded question in a sentence. That means that it is a question included in a sentence. It is a different form to ask a question that may show shyness, respect, politeness, distance, sometimes formality. It is a way to ask a question that is tries to soften a question, not to ask it so directly. But for that, we need to understand first that there are direct questions. A direct question is what we normally do when we ask for something. For example, what time is it? Where do you live? What's his name? What's her name? What did you do yesterday? Where were you last night? What do you think about? And if you see, they are all of these questions are structured the same way. The verb to be is, is it? Do you? Did you? Okay, normal questions. After all, how do we convert an indirect question out of a direct question? Okay, first of all, we need to understand that we need to add a clause to introduce what we want to ask. Instead of asking directly, we're going to suggest that we want to learn or know something from somebody. We can use these clauses like I'm wondering, I was wondering, can you tell me, can remember, I'd like to know, do you mind telling me, and any others that can introduce a question that can let the person that is listening understand that we want to elicit something from him or her. Can remember, do you mind telling me? Something like that. And by using that a clause like those, you are implying that you want to learn something from the person that you're asking to. Then once you're introducing the question you want to know, you cannot ask the second question like you normally do because that would be like doing a double question. So what you need to do now is to convert your question into an affirmative sentence. And what do? Well, you shift the auxiliary of the verb and the pronoun. You have to switch the subject and the verb in order to do that, or the auxiliary. Then you add the introductory part. Oh, sorry. I'm wondering, could you please tell me? And then your affirmative sentence out of the first question. For example, I'm wondering what time it is. Could you please tell me what time it is? Why do we have to do that? Because in this case, could you please tell me? Is already a question, and you shouldn't have two questions in one. An indirect question should sound like you want to know something else, but actually you're asking for the time. Look, I give you some examples. Direct question, what are you guys doing? Indirect question. As I told you, you can use any of the introductory questions, but in this case I just want to know. And then I shift what you guys are doing. I just want to know what you guys are doing. Direct question, what kind of movies does she like? Well, I want to be polite. And I ask something like, can remember what kind of movies she likes? Direct question, where did you go last night? So you change did, you. It will be something like where you did go last night. But remember, did go is exactly like went. So you go, can you tell me where you went last night? And that will be my embedded question. It sounds like that if you have the ability to tell me, because I'm asking something like, can you tell me? But what I really want to know is where you went. But I'm being indirectly asking you this question. Can you tell me where you went last night? That sounds like a mother asking her asking her son or daughter where she was, or where she went, where he went, because she wasn't able to sleep because she was worried about her child. But she wants to sound polite, but she's demanding an answer. It's very typical of Mexican moms. Like, can you tell me where you went last night? Demanding a clear answer, and absolute answer. Like, sounds funny to me because I have heard this question in this way many times. So let's do some exercises. Rewrite the following indirect questions the following direct question into indirect form. So what you can do now is to pause it for a little while, write them, and then I give you the answers. Okay? Here you go. These are some of the forms that you could use. Remember, I was wondering, but you could use something like, can you tell me? Do you know? But this is what I want you to see. What you will do tomorrow, what his name is, if you can give me a hand, and something like all of this. Check them out, please. If you have questions, just send me a message, and I might be able to answer. Thank you very much for your attention.